Speaking of bad choices, Bunny Blue. Bunny Blue she's the porn lady who films herself in particularly degrading circumstances. And what distinguishes her, I think, is that she is famous or infamous, even among people who have never seen a single frame of her actual pornography. Hand up. I'm pleased to say, I'm not saying I'm purer than the freshly driven snow through every period of my life, but I can honestly, truthfully, in every way say, I've never seen a single frame of Bonnie Blue's pornographic oeuvre. But I've seen her pop up a lot on social media, because what's even almost darker about what she does is she does these interviews where she's totally clothed, but where she just describes all of the particularly degrading acts. Sleeping. I think she slept with 1,000 guys in a day, that kind of stuff. So she's back at it. And here I think she actually can teach us something about politics and the limits of politics. She was on a British show and she explained how she's pregnant. I don't even know if I even believe that, but she says she's pregnant. And for her baby shower, she's going to host a gross sex event.
Did I hear right that you have a stunt planned for June?
Yes, I have a baby shower on next Saturday, and I'm inviting the public to turn my baby shower into a golden shower.
Why?
It's just fun. It's a twist on the baby shower. I'll be having sex with the people as well as, and it's going to be like a mixture of wholesome baby shower games, like the traditional trying different baby food, along with other fluids added in there.
Now I'm uncomfortable. This is your baby. This is your child.
Yeah. Again, my body, this is what I'm choosing.
Do you not see that in any way as a denigration of your baby?
No, it is difficult because I don't want to sexualize the baby.
Yeah, but she otherwise doesn't see it as a denigration of the baby. So she's going to host an orgy, but also an orgy that'll be particularly degrading and at which men will relieve themselves on her. Okay. So the question beyond, I hate even playing a clip of hers, but it's making the rounds. It's quite viral, and it actually does tell us something about politics, and it's a question that we need to address, which is, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? So I think, obviously, Child Protective Services should be called. I think this woman should be locked into a loony bin, and someone should care for the kid and all the rest. But what is wrong with that? People have marital relations while they're pregnant. So there's nothing particularly wrong or illegal, certainly, about that. The degrading acts that she'll be engaging in, promises to engage in beforehand, don't directly affect the baby, right? And so in that way, it really is her body, her choice. She's not talking about killing the baby so. What's wrong with that? From the standpoint of liberalism, laissez-faire, live and let live, you do you. What's wrong with what she's doing? Everything, but from the standpoint of that ideology, nothing. So what should be done about it? Well, the only answer would be that we need to assert the right to tell women and men how to behave in their private lives. We need to assert that right. Even if it's not always enforced, we're not going to have the purity police coming around like Sharia, but there's a big difference between, some aberrant actions and what this woman's planning to do. So are we willing to do that in principle? When we had laws against all this stuff, laws against adultery, which are still on the books in some places, when we had those on the books, they weren't even always enforced, but they set a standard. Are we willing to do that? Would you be willing? Obviously, people viscerally would say, yeah, this woman needs to be locked up. She's a total lunatic. Okay, would you go so far as to say that there should be legal punishments for women who do this kind of stuff? And what's the line? And who decides? And all these questions are going to come up, which are the usual liberal rejoinders to common sense. But are you willing to do that in principle? I, for one, am. And Pride Month, I guess, is as good a time as any to say, yeah, there should be limits to what people do individually, to their own bodies, in their personal lives, in their private lives. There obviously should be limits. Those are matters of public interest. The state does, in fact, have the right to enforce those standards. We, the people, have the right to pass those laws, to charge the government with enforcing those standards. And that stuff should all be illegal. She cannot be trusted to have custody of a child, obviously. And what she does in her private life should be limited by the state. Are you willing to go that far and say that? Because If so, that's going to pertain to a lot of other people beyond Bonnie Blue, beyond the most crazy, extreme examples of it. Are you willing to say that? Or no, is that authoritarian and really it makes us no different from the left, or whatever objections you hear from the libertarian side? Are you willing to say that? If you are, then prove it. If not, you're going to get more of that. Psst, psst, hey, what'd you think of that clip? Was it good? If you think so, write that below, please. And then I'll see you next time.